Hello. Thank you for joining me today on Live with a Purpose. Choose life. Life. What is life? A lot of times we confuse life or living with just doing things and breathing and making up our own fun. But life is short, and I think we've come to see that this life is not all that there is. It is merely basically a testing ground for us to choose to determine who we're going to be with, either with God or away from God, either His way or our way. And this is precisely what God puts before the Israelites, the Jews, the Hebrews, when they were about to enter the promised land. And they're in Moab and they're stopping short. And He wants to remind them about everything that has happened and how fickle they are. And He tells them He's pleased with them to choose life, to choose Him, to not forget. And in Deuteronomy 29, He tells them about the blessings and the cursings. This is what's going to happen. You know you're going to slip. But remember, if you turn back to me, I'll bless you. Like a good father, He's letting them know there are rewards. But it's not just about, trivial rewards. It's about a relationship with Him. In Deuteronomy 29, we have really the whole chapter, but this passage is quite interesting. In verses 15 to 20, God is telling His people this: "See, I have set before you today life and good, death and evil. If you obey the commandments of the Lord your God that I command you today, by loving the Lord your God, by walking in His ways, and by keeping His commandments and His statutes and His rules, then you shall live and multiply, and the Lord your God will bless you in the land that you are entering to take possession of it. But if your heart turns away, and you will not hear, but are drawn away to worship other gods and serve them, I declare to you today that you shall surely perish. You shall not live long in the land that you are going over the Jordan to enter and possess. I call heaven and earth to witness against you today that I have set before you life and death, blessing and curse. Therefore, choose life, that you and your offspring may live, loving the Lord your God, obeying His voice and holding fast to Him. For He is your life and length of days, that you may dwell in the land that the Lord swore to your fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give to them." So He's summarizing what has been going on and what He's been explaining and showing to them these 40 years in the desert, in the wilderness. And He wants to let them know that there is a cause for being away from Him. God cannot be around evil. God punishes evil. God is just. And so He tells them, choose Him. He is life. He is the breath of life. He is the one that has brought them this far and will bring them to prosperity and joy and peace. But more importantly, a relationship with Him, a family. And He tells them, this isn't very difficult for you. This was just the part we just read, is the end of Deuteronomy 30. But just a few verses prior, in verses 11 to 14, He says this: "For this commandment that I command you today is not too hard for you, neither is it far off. It is not in heaven, that you should say, who will ascend to heaven for us and bring it to us, that we may hear it and do it? Neither is it beyond the sea, that you should say, who will go over the sea for us and bring it to us, that we may hear it and do it? But the word is very near you. It is in your mouth and in your heart, so that you can do it." God is letting them know, I'm not giving you a task that you can't do. I'm giving you something that you can do. It is your will. It is your choice. I will force you, but I set before you today the blessings on one hand and the cursings on the other. Blessings are with me. Every good and perfect gift comes from above. That's what the Bible says. But everything else is despair, is chaos, is confusion, is darkness, is evil. And He's letting them know, be smart, choose life, be with me. I am where the light is. I am the light. I am life. I am joy. I am peace. I am love. So I want to encourage you today to think about these things. Think about what God was telling the Israelites, to choose life, to be smart, to think about their future, to think about that this life is short and God is life and He is the length of days. We're not here just for trivial fun and to just do things. We're here to discover who He is and who we are in Him. Well, thank you for joining me today on Live with a Purpose.